There's one food older men eat every day, and it could be draining your testosterone like a slow leak. You probably think it's healthy. It shows up in meal replacement bars, heart smart, frozen dinners. Even in those low sugar protein shakes the commercials praise as the healthy choice. But if you're over 60 and feel more tired, moody, or not quite yourself, this one food could be quietly lowering the hormone that keeps you feeling sharp, strong, and alive. What if the real culprit behind your low energy, softer muscle tone, or slower recovery isn't your age, but your groceries? Low testosterone isn't just about bedroom issues, though, let's be honest, that's part of it. It's about how your brain works, how your body stores fat, how you sleep and wake up in the morning, how clearly you make decisions, how fast you recover from stress. Once we hit 60, our testosterone naturally drops about 1% per year. But certain foods can absolutely speed that up. In some cases, by 2, even 3 times faster. And when that happens, we start seeing common symptoms. You feel groggy in the morning, even after a full night of sleep. Midsection weight gain, especially that hard to burn belly fat. Your motivation dips. Mood swings show up. You don't feel like doing the things that used to excite you. Sound familiar? Here's the alarming part: some of the very foods marketed as good for you may be making all of this worse. And one of the biggest offenders hides in plain sight. Most men think of meat, lifting weights, or eating more protein as the answer to boosting testosterone. And they're not wrong in theory. But there's a twist. If that protein shake, that healthy looking granola bar, or that plant based burger you tried swapping in for meat has this one ingredient, it could be sending the very opposite signal to your body: hormone confusion. I'm talking about processed soy. It's everywhere in foods you've eaten for years. But the way it interacts with the aging male body is something science is finally starting to understand with more clarity. And what researchers are seeing, it should make every man over 60 take a closer look at their pantry. Let's start with this. Soy by itself isn't inherently bad. In traditional diets like in Japan or Korea, soy is consumed in smaller amounts, often fermented. Think natto, miso, or the occasional tofu dish. But what's happened in recent decades is completely different. Today's soy is nothing like that. It's ultra processed, genetically modified, stripped down and packed into products that sit on shelves for months. We're not talking about a bit of soy sauce with dinner. We're talking about soy protein isolates stuffed into protein powders. Soy lecithin hiding in smoothies and salad dressings. Hydrolyzed soy proteins in frozen dinners labeled as meat substitutes. They're not whole foods anymore. They're factory engineered ingredients. And here's the thing. Soy contains something called phytoestrogens. It's a fancy word, but all you need to know is this: they're plant compounds that act similarly to estrogen in the human body. They don't turn you into a woman, obviously, but they can interfere with the testosterone receptors in your cells, like a fake key trying to fit the lock. And the result? The testosterone you do have can't do its job properly. You may technically have testosterone in your body, but it's not getting delivered to where it's supposed to have an impact, which means less muscle activity, less energy, less drive, and yes, less motivation in the bedroom. Need proof? Let's look at the research. One meta-analysis, that means a big review of multiple studies, came out of the University of Minnesota. It found that regular consumption of processed soy supplements or soy-based meal replacements was consistently associated with lower serum testosterone levels in men. In another clinical trial, men were given soy protein shakes daily for just 4 weeks. By the end, their testosterone levels had dropped by an average of 19%. 19% in a month. As one researcher put it, the amount of soy most men consume today through processed health products is nowhere near what humans were ever meant to eat. Even the National Institutes of Health, a pretty conservative organization, has released statements suggesting caution for high soy intake in aging males. It's not just the science. Real men are experiencing this firsthand. Jim, 64, decided to go for a heart-healthy, plant-based diet, something his doctor encouraged. He swapped out red meat, started eating veggie burgers, switched to soy shakes for breakfast. For a while, he thought he was doing great. But by month 3, he noticed some things that didn't feel right. He started having mood swings. Nothing dramatic, he just felt more irritable, less motivated. His energy dipped. He started struggling to finish his morning walks, let alone hit the gym. And then, he noticed he wasn't recovering like he used to. Muscle loss, less interest in intimacy, brain fog at work. He went to get tested. His total testosterone? 319 nanograms per deciliter, right on the edge of what doctors consider borderline low. His doctor asked a simple question: "Are you drinking soy-based protein shakes every day?" He was. "I thought I was doing everything right," Jim told him. "I had no idea the healthy food I was eating was the exact thing working against me." What's worse, soy is hiding in places you wouldn't expect. We're not just talking about tofu stir-fry here. Open up your pantry. Look closely at the ingredients list on your granola bars, frozen diet meals, plant-based burgers, TV dinners, vegan mayo, peanut butter alternatives, healthy soups that come in boxes. See anything that says soy protein isolate. Hydrolyzed soy protein, soy lecithin, textured vegetable protein, those are all red flags. They often sneak in under the radar, especially in anything labeled plant-based, meatless, or low-fat. But here's the kicker. If you're over 60, your body is already working harder to maintain optimal hormone levels. And the last thing it needs is an ingredient that acts like estrogen invading your daily routine. And yet, that's exactly what processed soy has been reported to do, especially when consumed in large or frequent doses, like many of us do today without realizing it. This isn't about being afraid of food. This is about being aware. Because even small tweaks like removing one problematic ingredient may have a noticeable impact on how you feel daily. And we'll get into what happens when older men remove processed soy, what you can eat instead, and a simple 5-day challenge that many say helped them notice a difference in energy almost instantly. But first, ask yourself, how much processed soy is sneaking into your diet each week? And more importantly, are you ready to find out what's really behind your low energy? Keep watching, because this may be the single easiest fix you've never tried. When men remove processed soy from their diet, something interesting happens. Not overnight, but in as little as 5 to 7 days, some men report small yet noticeable changes. Waking up with more drive, feeling a little more present during conversations, clearer thinking, a little more spring in their step. It doesn't feel like magic. It feels like getting back to your baseline, the you remember. One man, Gary, from Oregon 62, retired firefighter, told his doctor he felt like he could finally finish a workout again without crashing. Before cutting soy, he said, "I'd go for a walk and need a nap. I thought it was normal aging. Turns out it wasn't." Once he swapped his soy shakes for a bone broth protein and stopped eating his usual frozen veggie stir-fry with soy protein crumbles, things started shifting. By his 3rd week, he was sleeping better. His gut felt less bloated. Afternoon fog cleared. Now, let's be clear, this isn't a cure for low testosterone, but for many men, cutting processed soy is like taking the foot off the brake pedal. It allows the engine, your testosterone, to function more freely. And the good news? You don't have to throw your whole pantry in the trash. Just start small. Start with one food you eat often. Then check the label. Does it list soy protein isolate? Soy lecithin? Hydrolyzed vegetable protein? If yes, try removing it for just 5 days. That's it. 5 days to experiment with your body. At the same time, begin swapping in foods that support natural testosterone production, like eggs. Yes, whole eggs with the yolk. Studies suggest they may support hormone balance thanks to healthy cholesterol and vitamin D. Or foods rich in zinc, like pumpkin seeds or grass-fed beef, nutrients linked to maintaining healthy testosterone levels. Cruciferous vegetables help too. Think broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. They may help reduce excess estrogen-like compounds in the body, creating better balance for your hormones to function properly. Small additions. Simple removals. This isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming more aware. And most importantly, it's about testing things on yourself. Every man's body is a little different. Some men can handle the occasional soy latte or tofu stir-fry. But if you've been eating protein bars daily, mixing soy powder into your morning smoothies, thinking you're doing all the right things, but deep down still feel off, this simple change could be what your body's been asking for. Here's what to do next. Step 1. Check your kitchen. Go to your fridge, your pantry, your snack drawer. Pull out anything you eat multiple times a week. Then check the ingredients. Anything with soy protein isolate, textured vegetable protein, TVP, hydrolyzed soy, just set it aside for now. Step 2. Commit to 5 days. Replace those foods with simple, nourishing choices. Whole eggs, lean beef, roasted chicken, even a clean whey protein shake with no soy additives. Give your body a little room to breathe. You don't need to measure grams. You don't need a spreadsheet. Just trust the process. Step 3. Listen to your body. Do you feel a little more awake in the morning? Does your mood feel more stable? Do you catch yourself standing up straighter? Those small signs matter. They tell you something real is shifting inside. You're not imagining it. Something as simple as cutting back one daily ingredient may give your body space to heal, rebalance, and reawaken the man you used to feel like. Now, some guys ask, do I have to avoid soy forever? The truth is, natural, traditional soy like miso soup or the occasional piece of tofu is probably fine in moderation. The real concern is with industrial soy, the kind that's been processed, powdered, and packed into nearly every diet food lining the shelves. That's what may be confusing your hormones. Replace that with real food, real nutrients, and with time, your body may begin to reward you. Stronger workouts, sharper thinking, more confidence. It all comes down to one powerful decision: to stop giving your body mixed signals. When you do, you may finally stop fighting yourself. That's what this channel is about. Not complicated fixes, just practical shifts that fit your life. Food is your first tool. Hormones don't just fall off a cliff with age. They bend, they adapt, and when we remove the blockers, sometimes they bounce back. So next time you reach for something labeled heart-healthy or plant-based, take a moment. Flip the box. Read the label. Ask yourself, is this serving me or sending the wrong signal? Because once you know what to look for, you start seeing the patterns everywhere. And once you clean them up, you may notice changes that surprise you. Like that old drive creeping back in. The energy you thought age had taken? Maybe not. The truth is, some of us aren't running on empty. We've just been pouring in the wrong fuel. Now in the next video, we'll walk through the exact 5-day testosterone reset plan. What to eat, when to eat, and the one type of breakfast that could support better hormone balance using real foods you already have. You won't want to miss it. Until then, open that pantry and start switching off the slow leak. If you found this helpful, hit the like button so more men wake up to what's really happening in their diet. And if you're ready for the 5-day reset, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you in the next video.